Hey, welcome back to the Magic Vlog. Oh
Nope.
boy. You know, we had a lot of fun opening that booster box, and
Yep, I'm already using all my good cards in my decks. Got
yeah,
got the tokens revamped and got my green black deck, seasons past deck going.
yep. And well, with the new set released and with further review on what went on in Kaladesh, I decided to make a few changes to my old Teamer Factory deck. Because let's be honest, it only really had one option to it.
Yeah, it was pretty much all in on the decoction modules or animation modules, and if your modules got blown up, it kind of didn't really have a plan B or C or
But
whatever it is. But
But luckily, thanks to some new stuff, I've been able to finally tweak my deck a little bit. It's no longer Teamer. It officially has gone to the side of Bolas.
gone to the dark side,
Uh,
going with the Grixis.
well, you know what they say. Sometimes you gotta use the enemy's own power against them.
Yeah, it seemed like Tezzeret was really good at doing what we kind of wanted to do, and then we also came up with the old Marionette Master, who's very popular in the Fabricate decks. So
Yep.
whenever an artifact dies, do some damage. And this deck is pretty much all about artifacts now.
Yeah, the Marionette Master is really good at doing the damage too.
Yep. So very strong reasons to be black there.
Yeah, if you're because the rule is that tokens do hit the graveyard, but then they're exiled completely.
Yeah, they just cease to exist after that.
So Marionette Master's effect will work for that.
Yep. So to maximize on Marionette Master and Tezzeret the Schemer, we have some ways to get those artifacts to die.
First off was this little guy that we remember from the box pulling, the Ravenous Intruder.
Yep, just sacrifice an artifact, give it a buff. It's probably not killing with the damage, but you're probably just killing it with Marionette Master kills.
Or we've got another one that's not as fast,
Yep.
the Defiant Salvager.
Yep, you get a 3 mana 2/2, but the effect is permanent. You get a permanent 1/1 counter. So if you don't have enough to kill him with the Marionette Master, then you got a really good sized beater.
But the problem is with that is you can only use that effect as if it were a sorcery.
Yeah, that probably doesn't matter for what we're trying to use in the deck, but it could matter in some weird case.
But then we also thought we could also use a big, super heavy beater or something that could dish out burn damage like right away.
Yep, very popular card right now, Walking Ballista.
Almost as good as the what was it, the Hangerback Walker.
Mm-hmm. It's drawn a lot of comparisons to that. But in our deck, it can go really crazy with fabrication modules, so it's good to see the weakest of the three modules actually get like a huge boost, and that's the card to go with it.
Yeah, because
So all three of our modules are super important now.
so for every 2 energy or mana that you spend to pay this thing, you get a +1/+1 counter on it.
Yep.
And
Then
then
you can do animation module and do all your crazy stuff.
yep, which also you pay 4 mana to do 4 mana, and you get a +1/+1 counter on it
Yep.
too.
And you can sacrifice all the counters to do something damage and trigger Revolt or just trigger Marionette Master one time.
Yeah.
So it can throw itself in the graveyard if you just really need it.
But then you've also got another problem. How do you get those artifacts out? So I bought myself a Tezzeret or a Planeswalker deck and got the Tezzeret Master of Metal.
Yep. It's +1. You basically reveal cards until you hit an artifact, and then you just draw that card.
Yep. But one of the main reasons why I put him in there is because since I swarmed the battlefield with so many tokens,
Mm-hmm.
-3.
Deal, what is it? Loss of life or
The opponent
damage?
loses life equal to the number of artifacts you control.
Yep. So the same reasons why we had the Fire Weaver, whatever it was,
Yeah.
to do damage per artifact. That one just -3 kill.
Yeah. And I tell you, that thing, I had a lot of doubts about actually using him, but after seeing that -3 and how good it goes with my deck, whew,
Yeah, costs 6 mana and only has 5 loyalty. Probably not worth it there, but it's a good replacement for the actual Tezzeret, which we got one of
yep,
for now. I think we'll probably end up with more than one
yeah,
once we open up some more packs.
yeah. The thing is, he's actually really good for mana boosting early
yeah.
on and using Marionette Master's ability.
+1, you just get an artifact that you can sack at any point to just get you a mana of any color. So it's good with another card we haven't talked about yet, but it's mainly there for Marionette Master, and it actually accelerates out the Marionette Master at the very next turn.
Actually, I think we should go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh yeah, goes really
Uh,
good with
Fatal Push.
everyone's new favorite kill spell, Fatal Push.
I pulled this at the draft and
Yeah, plenty of ways to trigger Revolt in this deck now, especially with the Black Sacrifice stuff. To trigger Marionette Masters, that naturally goes really well with Fatal Push, triggering that Revolt.
Thing is, that's my only Revolt card in the entire deck. But I really only need that.
Technically, one. I mean, Marionette Master might as well have Revolt on it, but
Amen
it triggers every time.
But then, put this in my deck after I pulled it in the old deck.
Yep.
Chandra, Torch of Defiance, really good for mana boosting too.
Oh yeah, makes the next turn Marionette Masters happen with 1 mana floating if you got your land for the turn. And we lost a little bit of power taking the green out. We lost 2 Nisses, which was, a really good card. So now we got 2 more walkers to replace the ones that we lost.
Yeah,
I mean, of course, we still got the Shahilis and the stuff that was in the original Teamer Factory deck. That's the blue-red stuff. Most of that stuff hasn't changed.
Yeah, and we also I also pulled one of the new sought-after lands, Spire of Industry.
Yep, we got plenty of artifacts, so if we need colored mana, we got it.
Of course, we can only
life.
Yep. Then off camera, I bought myself a bundle, and guess what I pulled out of it? One of the cards I've been actually looking for, Gonti's Aetherheart.
Yep, 2 decoction modules in 1, basically.
Yeah, only it works on artifacts only, not creatures. But since the artifact tokens are still artifact creatures most of the time.
Yep.
Yeah, but I really like the backup plan.
Yep, pay 8 energy and sacrifice it and get an extra turn. Or exile, yeah.
So basically, you could get around the Summoning Sickness thing from the Infinite Thopters combo.
Yep, if you got 8 energy lying around after the Infinite Thopters, then take an extra turn and attack them with said Thopters.
Now, there is a big combo in here, but I think we better hold off on that one for a little bit.
Yeah, we'll say that for last. That's a sweet combo.
Yeah, and he even was like, what the hell? Because I'm actually the creator of this combo right here.
Yep.
But we thought about all the defensive stuff, like what kind of counterspells would you use if you were running blue? Well, I've already got protection with Harness Lightning.
Yep, we got Harness Lightning, Fatal Push. Chandra can take early creatures off of us.
Yeah, and we got a bunch of the Defiant Salvager itself. And we've also got the Torrential Gearhulk, of course.
Yeah. Still need some good instance to copy off of. And what better than
Disallow, the everyone's favorite new counter spell.
Yep.
It counters
not a whole lot of things it can't do.
Except for countering mana activated abilities.
That you get to counter target spell or counter a trigger or an activated ability, which is activated abilities. You got some of the planeswalkers running around, or an Aetherworks Marvel trigger, or just random walking ballista triggers. A lot of other things that can stop.
Yeah, but speaking of the Aetherworks Marvel, I actually pulled that back in the back from an old Kaladesh pack.
Yep, we got lots of energy running around since we are,
going to be sacrificing a bunch of our tokens.
Yep, since we still got Decoction Module, and we're looking to get, 3 of those, or 1 in the Aetherheart to get energy.
Yeah, and thanks to Aetherworks Marvel, you get to tap it and pay 6 energy, look at the top 6 cards among your library, and cast a card from among them without paying its mana cost. Then put the rest on the back of the bottom in a random order.
Yeah, your deck has a lot of powerful hits off of that now, since we added, more powerful Planeswalkers. We got even more 6-drops with the Marionette Master, so getting to play them for free is really nice.
Yeah, but I am an evil person. I am very evil.
Yep, it doesn't stop there.
Thanks to me finding this one card, pulling this one card out of Aether Revolt. Paradox Engine.
Yep, whenever you cast a spell, you get to untap everything else except for lands. And
what better one to use it on than the Aetherworks Marvel?
Yeah, for some reason Wizards thought it was okay to make Aetherworks Marvel actually cast whatever you searched for, so if you got extra energy laying around, which, folks that are familiar with our deck know that we can have infinite energy. So what does that mean? You tap Aetherworks Marvel, you cast your thing. Oops, you untap your Aetherworks Marvel, you got more energy. You tap it again. Look at the top 6, cast that, untap your Marvel. etc., etc. Your whole deck's on the field. Good game.
Yeah, I am evil. I am so evil.
Yep.
Huh,
Not to mention you can just get your Etherworks or your Ether Heart out there. You can get your combo out there with the Whirl of Rocheroso, make your Infinite Thoppers, and then show a little bit of mercy and kill them that turn.
But where's the fun in that?
Oh, yeah. Well,
Uh,
we had the fun. We had infinite energy, so.
yeah, I mean, let's face it. No one else has ever found this combo. We've even looked online. This thing does not exist online.
Yeah, it requires infinite energy to go off like that, but I mean, by itself, we still got a bunch of stuff that we want to untap.
And even better, Sahili's ultimate can search out these 3 legendary artifacts.
Mm-hmm. And so it's game over right there.
Almost. I mean, I have to have a couple of decoction modules out
Yep.
in order to be able to actually pull off the infinite combo. I mean, if I don't have the Ravenous Intruder or Salvager.
Yeah. We got a lot of ways to sacrifice artifacts, so I don't think you should have too much trouble finding one.
I mean, the Aetherworks Marvel will help me search out, like, Marionette Master.
Mm-hmm. Well, some of the green cards will be missed, but I think we got a definite improvement with Grixis over the green splash.
I think we mean Bolas, and seeing as it's a Tezzeret deck.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Man, if I hope Bolas is a good card, because we'll throw him right in here, too.
yeah, there's no doubt about that, is there? Speaking of other things to do, I was thinking about putting a Metallic Rebuke in here, because it has that improvise ability.
Yeah, I can see that being a really good 1 or 2 of in the deck.
Especially with a sideboard.
Yep.
But speaking of sideboard, it's
this is a rough draft of the deck. We haven't finalized this version yet.
Yeah, I mean, we still got cards like Spell Shrivel, Disappearing Act, Padim, and Welding Sparks in here.
Yep. Those were in the Team Refactory because they were still blue-red.
Yeah, but then we got these things. Dark Intimations for the sideboard. 2 of them. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker, then discards a card. You return a creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to your hand, then draw a card.
5 mana sorcery, but you get a lot of value for that 5 mana.
And we don't really need to be talking about the secondary effect until Bolas actually comes into this deck.
Yep. At least we know one thing. There is going to be a new Bolas Planeswalker coming out.
Unless, of course, most people would have used it actually for the
old one.
For like a modern deck or something like that that has old Bolas in it.
Yeah, highly doubtful. I'm pretty sure we're getting a new one. I'm excited about that.
But then we also got to thinking, what if someone tries to fumigate the battlefield while the Marionette Master's out? I mean, sure, they'd still take the damage, but you'd want to keep the Marionette Master out since it's such a high power if you've got it pumped up.
It's definitely what this deck's trying to do now.
But luckily, I found a little thing.
Well, Virtuoso, too.
Yeah, but thankfully, I got this. The Rush of Vitality. Really, really good.
Yep. 2 mana instant, 1 black, 1 colorless. Target creature you control gets +1/0.
Gains lifelink and indestructible.
Lifelink and then indestructible is the most important part, since we have creatures that are essentially part of combos with Whirl of Rocheroso and now Marionette Master.
Green, I could have splashed a little bit of green in here since I've got the cards to do it with too. Like Tezzeret's token, the Spire, my Aether Hubs, and the Cultivator's Caravan.
Yeah, but we got double red in the Chandra and double black in Marionette Master, and I think our removal's still really good. I don't think we need another color to help out with anything.
Well, we could have used the new Ajani-based green card that gives all permanents hexproof and indestructible.
Yeah, that's a good sideboard, but we got the black version, or we just have regular counter spells.
Yeah.
So you can just counter that said Fumigate or whatever you're trying to get rid of.
Then again, I could have also used this as a splash of white for that cat for the new Saheeli Ray combo.
I mean, you could actually just throw one in your sideboard and have that in there because we still got Aether Hubs, we still got Spire, and then we got Tezzeret. And Cultivator's Caravan. We can make white in many different ways already, so that could actually be a nice surprise out of the sideboard.
Yeah, I mean, with Saheeli, that cat that we're talking about, what was it called? The Felidar...
Felidar Guardian.
Well, the thing is, whenever it comes to the battlefield, you choose a target permanent, exile it, and return it to the battlefield right away.
So what that means is with Saheeli Ray, you can use her -2 to make a copy of the cat, and then the new cat is going to bounce the new Saheeli Ray. And since that new Saheeli Ray is a new permanent on the battlefield, you can activate its -2. And doing that over and over and over again. And so you have infinite 1/4s.
And the best thing is, those cats are both artifacts and creatures, which means I'd go really well with this thing.
Yeah. For some reason, having infinite 1/4 haste just wasn't enough. You get all the benefits of the modules too.
And Aetherheart, too.
Yeah.
But, and basically you'd have a, plus with animation module, you could just pump up Saheeli quickly, too, with animation modules pay 3 and tap ability.
Yeah, so I definitely think this deck is an improvement over the Teamer deck. The Teamer deck was kind of thrown together, and it turned out to be just a really good deck, better than we thought. But this deck we actually kind of worked on and thought on.
Yeah, I mean it's another original idea of mine, just like the old Teamer Factory.
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't see this deck anywhere else unless they watch this video and now they got themselves a good idea.
But also, one other thing that we forgot to mention about Tezzeret the Schemer is actually a thing that he used to do with an old blue deck of his.
Yeah, and Soul Artifact.
Yep, basically, Tezzeret the Schemer's emblem is a continuous scissors.
Yep. During the beginning of each
At the beginning of
combat,
yep.
target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power 5/5. So he already makes his own artifacts, so there's no shortage of things to turn into 5/5s.
Oh,
Probably not the
but
craziest ultimate, but it will get the job done.
yeah. Plus, we've also got Chandra's ultimate. I mean, every time I cast a spell, 5 damage.
Yeah, and we've already got a combo that we showed you earlier that can cast infinite spells. So yeah, they're dead too.
Yeah, I think
we got a lot of combos in here.
You know, I'm betting people are actually going to be scared to face me now.
This deck looks pretty scary just looking at just the amount of good cards there, isn't it?
Yeah, you almost wet yourself whenever I showed you the Paradox Engine and Aetherworks Marvel.
Pretty sweet combo, especially since you got infinite energy capabilities in this deck.
Yeah, and whenever he didn't actually think that it was a good idea for me to switch to Bolas colors.
Well, you just didn't give me a good reason to do that besides Tezzeret, but then once you mentioned Marionette Master, I was like, okay, then we got, the whole deck kind of changed after that.
Yeah, after, as soon as he saw me pull the foil Ravenous Intruder back during the unboxing, he's like, okay, Marionette Master's looking pretty damn...
Yeah, we can definitely build around Marionette Master now with that little combo.
I mean,
Plus, who can resist playing Fatal Push?
Yeah.
It's just a darn good card right there.
Yeah, I mean, the Defiant Salvage is a pretty good blocker, too.
Yeah, I like the Intruder a little bit better just because it's cheaper. You can, +1 Chandra and play an Intruder for free.
Also, another thing to consider here. Saheeli Ray's artifact that she creates at the end of the turn would just go away permanently. So why not just sacrifice the artifact to the Defiant Salvage or the Ravenous Intruder?
Yeah, then you get your Marionette trigger. Instead of it getting exiled, it would actually die, triggering the Marionette Master.
Yep, exactly. But also, Marionette Master will actually benefit a lot from both the Gonti's Aetherheart and Decoction Module and Fabrication Module combo.
Yep, if you fabricate 3 and choose the servo mode on Marionette Master, you're going to get 3 different servos, each triggering each module.
Yep, which means that will be triggering a total of 7 times thanks to Marionette Master, first triggering the Decoction Module and Fabrication Module.
Yep.
So 7 +1/+1 counters right away, making her a freaking 8/10.
Yep, then you just sacrifice those 3 servos to the Salvager or the Intruder, and
your opponent would never attack with those 3 tokens out.
Yeah.
Because that'd be suicide right there. Then all I'd have to do is just wait for the Salvager or the Intruder. Or I could just get Saheeli.
Yep. Just make more Marionette Masters, more servos, more pumps, more everything.
Yep. And as soon as the Marionette Master dies, or is exiled...
Yep. She's an artifact, so she'll trigger the original Marionette Master.
Well, both of them. No. Just one. Yeah.
Just the one that was an artifact.
But hey, at least you get more tokens out of it.
This is where you guys were. I was wondering where the Asian guys were.
Well, anyway, I think we've kind of made our point across. I think we've kind of scared people with the Marvel and the Engine.
Yep, it's going to be looking like another face-off between this deck and one of my choosing. I'll probably choose my black-green deck. I love that deck a lot.
Oh, yeah. To be honest, I think your deck is going to be in trouble with mine.
Now, I got a lot of ways to stop combos, and you got a lot of combos, so let's see which one fares better.
Plus, I've still got my disallow, which could stop you in your tracks.
Yeah, I got discard, yada yada yada. I got planeswalkers and stuff.
So do I. I just hope you don't ever have to face a Master of Metal ultimate.
Oh yeah.
Gain control of all artifacts and creatures that target opponent controls.
Yeah, if that happens, we're pretty much dead.
Yeah. Then again, we've also got Tezzeret the Schemer's deck too, which I'm not really going to be playing that all that often. I mean, it'd be good to get rid of one of those indestructibles.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives target creature plus X minus X, where X is the number of artifacts you control.
No, it gave plus. That could be a weird way to buff up one of your creatures.
Yeah, so thinking about putting the Felidar Sov Guardian in my deck would actually be pretty decent. I mean,
I don't know if I'd mainboard it because it is.
well, yeah, I'm not talking about the actual main board. I'm talking about the sideboard.
One or two of them in the sideboard. Just that nice little surprise that you don't need Kakasha modules for that combo. So I'm in favor of it.
Unless, of course, you want to bump up the tokens and just run rush on it.
Once you got the Guardian and Saheeli, you've already won.
Plus, it'll also give me the energy I need for the Aetherworks.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
hope you guys enjoy the deck and think it's an improvement over the Teamer Factory deck.
Oh yeah, and
it's looking really good.
Yeah, this is really gonna be a crazy thing. So, until next time, may you draw well.